As an American Indian organization, we have many cultural activities that happen here at Migizi. Our name, Migizi, is from the Ojibwe language and is a word which designates the bald eagle or the white-headed eagle. Hello, I'm Laura Wittstock and I'm president of Migizi Communications. We are a nonprofit organization located in South Minneapolis, Minnesota. In 1997, we will be 20 years old. And during that time, we have had over 2,000 students who have come from area high schools, elementary schools, universities, and general adult education to take part in our programs. We teach educational classes in a variety of academic areas. We have an emphasis on communications and now telecommunications. For 14 years, we produced a weekly radio program called First Person Radio. Today, you'll be visiting with students who are working on various projects, including designing websites for the internet.
All right, the first web page that I did was for the Ogichidage Kinomagid peer education curriculum. And that took me about 2 or 3 days. It's not all that.
We also have a number of other classes in a center that we call the Family Education Center. There, families and children take trips. We have an annual summer camp in the Boundary Waters canoe area. We have other camps that are regulars, like our spring Sugar Bush camp that takes place in Maple Plain, Minnesota, around March of each year. And so you will be seeing today a lot of exciting things about things that students do to help themselves learn and to help themselves build skills to use in their school and in their future careers.
Hi, my name is Jeri Angelo, and I work at Migizi Communications in the Family Education Center with the side-by-side after-school group and many other programs at Migizi. I guess first I'll talk about the side-by-side after-school program because that's the program that I work the most in. The side-by-side kids are a group of students from Anderson Elementary School and Ann Sullivan Elementary School in the 3rd through 6th grades, and they come to Migizi every Monday through Friday from 2 until 5, and we work on many different educational projects.
First thing I want you to get out is your parachute. The first thing I need you to do is dig in your bag, and some of you already have it done. I want you to reach in your bag and take out your parachute.
Not the rocket?
Not the rocket. You're not going to use the rocket yet. We're going to make our parachute today. You'll need that. The first thing you need to do with your scissors is cut on the dotted line. Look at me, please. Do not cut out where the tabs go. Leave that solid. Okay? Cut around the dotted line. Don't cut it inside. Jerome, do you have that part done? Okay. When you have that done, what goes on this clear area? Who can tell me what goes on that clear area? Joel. The tabs, the clear plastic tabs that are on a sheet like this.
One of the projects that we're currently working on is an aerospace unit where a curriculum came from Starbase at the Air National Guard. And they've learned a lot about the forces of flight, the different types of flying machines, and currently we're working on making model rockets.
Okay, now you tell me, where am I going to tie the other end?
Right here.
Very good. It's going to go the other end. We'll go here. Do you see Radina? If you look up here and see Jerome's, he's got his strings all tied on perfectly.
How do you do that? Like this?
Just like that. Do you see all 3 of them?
Yeah.
Okay. Now the next step, for those of you that are ready, I want everybody to watch because it's very tricky.
One of the other projects the kids have worked on is the Hyper Studio project, and they will also, in the aerospace project, they will be making a Hyper Studio stack where they'll tell about some of the different things that they've learned. So they can put it all together into a project that they've worked on.
Andrew, do you want to work on your button?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know how to
You want to click on, you see how your button tool is highlighted right here?
Yeah.
Now click on your button once.
Then
It's
what
highlighted.
else?
Okay,
Yeah.
now if you can move it. Do you want to move it anywhere?
Nuh-uh, I just want to keep it
Double
here.
click on your button.
Click on it.
2 times.
Jeri, how do you get
There you go. Now do you want to change the sound?
Yes.
Okay, click on actions.
Action, action, action. How about that way? Andrew Stack about planes and rockets. Andrew Stack about planes and rockets. Yeah.
Awesome. Click
Then
on
what-
OK.
Okay.
All done.
Then done. Here it goes.
You got to be on your finger tool to make,
Oh, yeah.
to make your button work.
Andrew Stack about planes and rockets. There.
Good. Now do you want your button to move to a next page?
Yeah.
Okay. So go back to working on your button.
Button.
Double click your button again. Go to actions.
Actions.
And you want to tell your button where to go.
Another stack. No.
You want it to go to the next card.
Next card.
You can choose how you want it to look when it does that.
Left or right. Fade. Which one?
You choose.
Jeri, could you like have half and half?
Button to top. Fade to left.
Okay. Should we make
No.
your background now?
Some of the other projects that we will be doing are, let's see, we have a genealogy project that we'll work on, which will entail a trip down to the Historical Society and learning how to do a lot of different interviews with family members, grandparents, and people in the community. Starting later this fall, in December of '96, we will be having our Healthy Kids class be 3 days a week. It will meet Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, and those kids are primarily kids who are our family clients for the Family Education Center, but primarily come from schools such as Heart of the Earth or for WIN School. And they work on things with Connie Norman, who is the instructor, and she teaches them health, nutrition, fitness subjects, being safe, everything that encompasses wellness. Another class that I have is the karate class, which it happens on Monday nights and has been going on for about a month now and will continue through the rest of the school year. We hire a consultant through Midwest Karate, and he is teaching beginning karate to the class, including myself, so we're learning a lot about self-defense and the real basics in karate. Very fun class. Our Family Education Center is not only for our families, but right now we're under construction and we will soon have a fitness center open, so we will be becoming more of a community place. Our center will eventually be open during the day hours so people can come and use our fitness facilities from the Longfellow neighborhood and from the surrounding area here. We also have, on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we have a computer class for kids that goes from 6 to 7. And the kids come in and they work on an internet research project right now where they're researching any topic that they want to find out more information on. And they're eventually going to put that into the software application HyperStudio. And we'll be able to present that to their families when they're finished. We also have a program called Mother Read, Father Read, and I have volunteers that come to teach that class from the Junior League of Minnesota. And that is primarily on Thursdays from 6 to 7, and the age group that we're working with is kindergarten through 3rd grade. And for our Family Education Center right now, we have an aerobics class that happens every Tuesday and Thursday from 6 to 7. So we've got some women that are our clients that are coming in and getting healthy, exercising, getting more fit, and learning about nutrition. So the programs kind of go together as the women are exercising downstairs, their children can be up here getting some more education in the computer class or in the Mother Read program.
Since 1982, we have had a relationship with the Minneapolis Public Schools in which the high school students who come to us for programs go to approved classes taught by licensed teachers, and they receive credit in their home schools. We also have long-term relationships with some of our funders, including General Mills, the Hitachi Foundation, St. Paul Companies, and several others. And one of the ways that we try to connect with our funders on an ongoing basis is to let them know what our students are accomplishing, to send them any products that the students may have produced from time to time, and to invite them to come here. Some of the best interactions we have had with funders is when people from foundations and corporations come and interact with our students and ask them questions about what they're learning, and have the students really tell the story of why the center and why the education classes are important to them.
I got this bookmark for this.
There's something about death and suicide.
Let's go back.
Are you interested in doing stuff on?
Some people ask us why Migizi Communications is involved in education. After all, we were founded to provide radio programming, among other things, involving communications. And we did that for 14 years. But from the very beginning, our purpose was to help other people learn about communications. And so we started with adult students who were in college and were planning careers in journalism and communications. And then we began to work with younger people because they showed a very strong interest in all of the communications areas: still photography, videography, and now telecommunications. It was not surprising to us that we found elementary students that were also interested in these areas. So we have really followed what students have been interested in, and we have let them tell us what they would like to learn, and then we have found ways to make that happen.
I guess if I were to talk about what I do at Migizi, it's I work with the Native Academy, which is a supplementary program to the Minneapolis public schools. Primarily we work with students from South and Roosevelt high schools, but we also work with students from Heart of the Earth Survival School, the Transition School, which is a new charter school this year, also with the Center School, and with the American Indian OIC's School to Work program. We act as somewhat of a hub for internet access for those schools, which provides an opportunity for those students that may not, in an alternative school setting, have an opportunity to access things over the internet. So we have those groups of students coming in here to Migizi to work on the internet, to do research for different projects that they're working on. And we also want to encourage, while they're doing their research, to continue to use the more traditional forms of research, which using library sources or using direct contact with people, whether it be telephone interviews or videotaped interviews, to get their information. But once they've gotten their information, we think it's important that they have a way to display their information in an exciting and multimedia fashion. I'm going to copy this card, and then I'm going to go and open a stack, because have you saved it with that on there? Yeah? Okay, so let's not save this, but I already copied the card. So that's one of the things we try to do with the classes that we teach. We try to have each of those classes be project-oriented. The students will begin working. The first project that I have a student work on is introducing them to a multimedia program where they do an introductory stack. It happens to be a Hyper Studio program. The next project that we have students work on is usually an internet research project of some sort, whether it be a health information research project, something, we had a group who were very interested in doing cultural research on their heritage. So once the students are familiar with how to browse the internet, and also how to use the multimedia tools that we have, Then we pretty much open up to allow the students to do whatever the curriculum of their particular school drives them to search for. Go to the health links that's in there. Just up a little bit. Yeah. And there should be some...
I gotta make sure this is all in there.
And
there should be some AIDS information in there. And you can go as far as the students who are doing their health information research projects, they are creating those projects and they're downloading information on their particular topics to create a brochure. The brochure is to be created for teenagers by teenagers. A lot of times when somebody goes into a place like a medical center or something like that, they're given information that's produced by doctors for teenagers, supposedly, but it's not necessarily made by teens, and more specifically by native teens, for native teens. And so what our goal is to have the students create brochures on health topics that can be distributed through our Family Education Center here and also through places like the Indian Health Board. Just take this as an example. What you want to do is you want to lay it out sideways. So turn the page sideways by clicking that. And then what you want to do is, you click OK now. Okay. Then you want to set yourself up to be in multiple columns. A further step, or the next goal after that, is for those same bits of information to be passed along through web page design. So the students will learn how to take the same information and turn it into a web page that they can display on the internet.
And what I'm working on now is I'm trying to get a page done for the Circle newsletter. That's through Joe Allen. I forget what he does. He does the computer design over there for the paper. And what I want to do is I want to get it set up so that you can maybe look at back issues or maybe some of the highlights of the newsletter or the newspaper.
You know, Vince has been great. We hired him about a month ago, and he, I believe, has 2 clients that he's working with right now. He is working on, I believe, 4 other clients.
We have a computer camera, that's what I call it, and I took a couple pictures of myself while we were eating lunch, and then I took those 2 pictures and I pasted them behind each other so that it looks like I'm moving. And these are 3 of the other Native Academy students, I guess you could call them. We tested at Lake Nokomis the air temperature, the water temperature, the pH meter, pH test kit, the carbon dioxide, and the oxygen. And we went through all the lakes in Minneapolis, Lake the Isles, Lake Calhoun, and Lake Harriet. And then on the boundary water strip, we went up north and we went to High Lake, Bass Lake, and Low Lake, and we just tested the same things that we tested here, and we got really different results. And
what we want the students to do who are involved in the internship program is we want them to understand all the aspects of dealing with a client, where they're responsible not only to Migizi but also to their client to provide them a service. The website that we've developed here at Migizi has a number of different levels to it. The server that we have on site has a lot of information regarding our programs here at Migizi. And you can find out about them simply by clicking on, and we've included the icons as clickable items. But to find out about our Family Education Center, you can click on any one of the links down here, and it'll take you through to find out more about the organization and the different programs that are going on. As we go back to here, you can also find out about the side-by-side program. The side-by-side program has been operating for 4 years. Last spring we taught students how to create their own web pages. The students really enjoyed this. Some of them got into it a little more than others. Let's see, what does one look like here? This student did his on Colorado and ended up getting blinking items in there, brought in his own images, and used different color backgrounds and different colors of text. Also has a link back to the home page for this. The side-by-side program actually has kind of a fun page. Currently they're working on their flight project, and they took a trip over to the Air National Guard and saw some of the history of flight over there. Well, this student wrote an essay and then turned her essay into a web page talking about camp. And she included some pictures from the camping experience, as well as the text from her essay. One of the students' projects from this past spring was they were assigned to do a research topic, and they did their research over the internet. This particular student chose to do his on space, and he's got clickable buttons down here, and we'll quickly go through those. He programmed the button to have it go to a different picture or a different card, and then also input the text into here. So he's got each of these buttons that do different things, make different sounds. This was actually done by a student who this year is a 4th grader, and he's a 4th grader over at Anderson, and works in our side-by-side program.
I do get a lot of feedback from the community, especially with the schools that I work with. I hear from Anderson School quite frequently that the kids are excited about the program. They really enjoy coming. They're learning a lot. I hear the kids come in and tell me, oh, I was telling my teacher about what we were doing, and they're checking out books from their school library about the subjects that we're researching here. And I hear a lot from their families. Their families are excited to know that they're coming somewhere that they're learning after school.
Using communications as tools is really the way that we help students decide for themselves about their own futures. We think that this is a good role for us to play. We want to go hand in hand with the rest of the Indian community as we go into the 21st century. There are some of us who are working in education. There are others who are working in human services and the arts. We want to be a partner with other organizations in the Indian community because we think that is the most effective way we can serve our population. And so Migizi is looking forward to the next 20 years.
Our goals are to take the students that we work with and make them not only learn how to do the things that we have them do here, but to be able to use the tools that are constantly changing in technology, and not only be able to use those tools, but to be able to excel with them in the future.
I like the Migizi program, and my kids like, and they look forward to coming, and they really enjoy Aunt Jeri because she's so fun with the kids, and they like it because of the computers and the karate. They like the health class that they take, Healthy Kids, which a lot of kids wouldn't enjoy, but they look forward to coming to it, so they do enjoy it.
Well, thank you for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed the visit, and we certainly enjoyed having you here.
All About Kids is on location today at the Franklin Community Library, part of the Minneapolis Public Library System. The Franklin Library is a valuable community resource to residents of the area. It is particularly noted for its broad collection of American Indian materials. Sally Munger, a librarian here at the Franklin Library, is going to be telling us a little bit about some of the materials in the American Indian collection.
Lerner Publications, which is a local publisher, has put together a series of books, 2 of which you see here, and another one called Shannon, an Ojibwe Dancer, which is very popular at Franklin because Shannon is a student at Four Winds School, which is right here in the Phillips neighborhood near Franklin. The Ojibwa or Ojibwe or Chippewa tribe is one of the two most predominant tribes in the Minnesota area. And this book is called The Ojibwas by Eileen Lucas and features the Ojibwa tribe. The Sioux or Lakota or Dakota is the other predominant tribe in Minnesota. And just like Chippewa is the English version of Ojibwa, the Sioux is the white person's name for Lakota or Dakota. This book is written by Virginia Driving Hawk Sneve, who is an American Indian from the Rosebud Reservation in South Dakota. This book, Iktomi and the Buzzard, is by Paul Goebel. Iktomi is a trickster, and he appears in almost all of Paul Goebel's books. Paul Goebel is not an American Indian author, but the tribe the Lakota tribe feels that he portrays their life and history so well that he is an adopted member of the Lakota tribe.
The Franklin Community Library is noted for its broad selection of materials that serve the residents of the area.
Hi, bonjour. I'm Dr. Sally Hunter. I'm with the School of Education at the University of St. Thomas. I'm also an Anishinaabe from White Earth Reservation in northern Minnesota. As educators, we know that children must have a good concept of themselves. They also should know who they are by their culture and their group in which they belong. Students need to have motivation and people around them that care about them and know who they are and can teach them to be proud of who they are. After-school programs such as Migizi do such things. My own son has partaken in the Migizi program and has been very successful. It has been a very good program for him. I believe that schools do not always cover the culture and support the students as much as they should. A program like Migizi does such. I'm very proud to know Laura Waterman Wittstock and her program. I believe that she is doing the right thing for students and the community. She has faith, as we are told, to believe in the seventh generation, the generations of the future, the generations that will come, and we will support those generations by supporting our children. This should be a #1 priority for everyone.